theater guy, but they were kind of being slaves.
Yeah, I mean, when you really do think about it in a sense, when it comes to, like, the way the mythology was going with that movie, you have the whole Kong Empire being the original, and then Godzilla coming in and having that whole turf where it's like, we're gonna take over the planet, you guys stay below because we have our own thing going on. And then you have the evil Kongs that are like trying to find a way to get Earth back and at the same time take over the Kiwi people. So it kind of makes sense you think about it.
Yeah.
So you have like this whole Camelot style of Kongs that are completely dead. Dead! And Kong being the only one left. So you have, like, the other kinds of Kongs, which are more like Mordred in a sense, which are like, we are going to conquer and take over everything! Not just Hollow Earth, but everything! And
yeah.
that's what I liked about it.
Yeah. Great.
We have Godzilla versus KO. I don't think you can see it because the brightness
Yeah. Yeah,
well, earlier it looked like we were being raptured. So I had to tune the brightness down.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they didn't have any buckets, but I got this nice little Wonka bucket.
Yeah, at least you got that as a souvenir.
It was a good movie to see.
Yeah, that was definitely a good movie.
In my favorite theater, which no longer exists.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're my cinema, Megan. You're my favorite cinema now.
Yeah, this theater wasn't built that long ago.
No.
Well, probably like within the last 5 years.
Yeah, if you didn't see the video I did, and I'll try to keep this short. Near the Fitchburg area where I'm at. Ooh.
My cat fur is
Oh,
shedding on you.
I thought it was a popcorn kernel. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that.
I mean, it could be from Bella, but it's probably from me.
It's a mix of the two,
I have
probably.
a cat, and he sheds.
Yeah. Yeah, if you didn't see the video a couple of years ago, or a couple of weeks in internet time, in real time. In internet time, it's a couple of years because how things fastly move.
Yeah.
My favorite cinema closed down, and so this was the last one that I saw.
Yeah.
With that theater, because I friggin' love that theater.
Yeah.
I've been going there since 1996, and I gotta make a tiny correction. In that video, the first family gathering we did was 101 Dalmatians, and so that's the one I remember more. But then a couple weeks after, I literally had a brain fart and go, wait a minute, weren't there any other movies I saw in that year at that theater? There was James and the Giant Peach, but that was the original Gardner Cinema before that got taken down. And then originally I remembered Hunchback of Notre Dame. Like, oh, I remember seeing that there at Cinema World.
Wait a minute, there was a different Gardner Cinema before the current one?
It was in the city section. Whenever you drive through the center, I'll point out to you. It looks like this little park-looking vignette thing with park benches and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But I remember exactly where it is, which makes it even more sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a whole other Gardner Cinema there. And
Well, I keep forgetting
that was
you
gone.
you lived in Gardner for a bit.
I did. I really did.
People are like, where the hell is Gardner? It's near where we live.
Only in Massachusetts, people.
Yeah, if you're from Mass, you'll know exactly where it is. Well, if you're in that area of Mass. Yeah.
So yeah, because of that, and they were closing down Cineworld, I decided to make Godzilla X Kong the last movie.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, the experience of seeing that movie was something. Because I kept going in knowing, okay, this is the last movie I'm going to see at this theater. It's going to be gone after Easter. I went on a Saturday, and I got the ticket and everything, and I go straight to the snack bar. There's a couple of lines here and there. I'm doing video footage of the interiors, because why not, on my phone. And let me tell you, it's a good thing I went on a Saturday, because I don't know what would happen on a Sunday. They ran out of pretzels. They had no hot dogs. That I can understand why, so even though there was no cheese or anything. If you ordered a medium popcorn, you would get 2 small brown bags. And they were out of root beer. So they were very limited on Pepsi products. And so the candies, all they had left, I think, were like Bunch of Crunch, maybe a couple of things here and there, but it wasn't like super, super major. It was like the apocalypse. I'm like, oh my god. So I'm going in, the theater's like really crowded. I'm just sitting here, 2 bags of popcorn, a little like Pepsi or Diet Pepsi or whatever. And I'm just thinking to myself, this is it. This is my final time going in seeing this thing, and it's, I don't know, I'm getting cold feet. And then I see the movie, everyone's having a great time, they're applauding at the right spots, laughing at the right places. I'm just thinking to myself, this is why I love going to this theater. I always have the best luck. I can't even think of a time when I went in and saw a movie, regardless of good or bad, and had a miserable experience. Maybe once or twice. But that was always my go-to. 'Cause it felt like part of that community. And to see it, I understand why that theater's closing down, but go figure. Things change. It's hard to adjust to change, but as long as you carry those memories with you, that's the important thing.
Yeah.
That really, really is. I just remember at the end, everyone just cheering and applauding when the credits came up. People in the back row were yelling, "Thank you, Cinema World!" And I just stayed through the credits because, sure, I want to pay my respects.
Yeah.
And then I went out to the lobby and people were already taking the posters. And I lucked out because the first thing on my mind was my bladder. So I thought, okay, I'll go to the bathroom. If they're giving away posters, maybe I'll see what there's left. Someone snatched the last damn Godzilla x Kong poster. And all they left were some really crummy ones, including movies I wasn't going to see in that theater because it's going, bye, yada da da da.
Yeah.
So seeing it again, it's still a fun film.
Yeah.
I don't care what everyone says. Go figure. Is it a masterpiece? No. But at the end of the day, I just want a fun movie, and this is it.
Like, I prefer the Japanese Kong. But no, the Japanese Godzilla. I did like that movie better.
Oh, -1.
Yes, but with that said, I mean, these three movies, watching Skull Island and then, Godzilla vs. Kong and then
Yeah.
this one, I enjoyed. I didn't really care for the Godzilla one.
Because I remember going into that, you didn't see the other two, so I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think I've always preferred King Kong over Godzilla anyway, but when it comes to the Godzillas, -1's the best.
I like them both equally, but I can
Yeah.
see how they work on different plateaus.
Yeah, my issue with the American version, it's like he does all this stuff, he destroys a bunch of stuff, but we're still trying to act like he's good. Where a Japanese one's like, no, he's the bad guy. Yeah, so.
Yeah. And this is interesting, too, because you told me why you prefer King Kong over Godzilla in terms of, like, monsters. Because you have a more sympathetic creature.
Yeah, that's just
pulled
minding
out of
its own business.
Exactly. It's
And
out of its own environment.
Like, I love the Peter Jackson movie. And, you feel so bad for Kong because he's literally just minding his own business. And then he gets kidnapped. And then in, like, Kong Skull Island, again, minding his own business. And then these asshole people show up.
Yeah.
Just destroying the forest for no reason. He's like, "What are you doing to my forest?" "I don't think so." Bam!
I love how when you get to Skull Island, the Kong, the Vietnam King Kong movie.
Yeah.
The first instinct is trying to get these humans off so they don't awaken a bigger monster. He chucks a tree right at them.
Yeah.
It was fun revisiting those movies too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. This was a good conclusion, I would say. I don't know if they're going to do more, but
They will.
yeah,
You know they will.
yeah, but I felt like this was good. I like that. They had the guy from the last movie reappear.
Oh, the internet guy with the
Yeah,
podcast. and
yeah.
stuff. I thought he was funnier in this one.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing Godzilla vs. Kong the first time, like, he's like a little hit and miss. And then revisiting the films, it's like, okay, so this is actually kind of working better than first time around. And then
Yeah.
here, he's actually kind of funny. He's like in
Yeah.
this whole environment he's unaccustomed to. He's trying to like record it and everything.
Yeah.
And his interactions with the Kiwi are pretty funny too. When they're
Yeah.
staring at him and stuff.
And he like insults them. "They can understand you, Oh, well, this is a great place to raise children."
I like how they brought the mother and the little girl back from the last movie.
Yeah.
That I felt was a good idea.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't bring back the other people
Oh yeah,
because they wouldn't have really fit in this.
No, they wouldn't have.
And to be honest, I didn't really feel like they fit in the other movie either.
That's something I found interesting because each different movie has a different set of characters, which
Yeah.
I didn't mind too much.
Yeah.
So you could see it as its own different entry.
Yeah.
Dan Stevens as Dr. Ace Ventura was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Just coming with all this different machinery and blasting with 80s tunes, that was great.
Yeah, that was fun.
I was wondering if... It's funny, he goes from Beauty and the Beast to an animal doctor. Do you think there's less Godzilla or an equal amount? Because that's something a lot of folks have been kind of torn up about.
I would say equal amounts, but I would definitely say this focused more on Kong. Because it felt like it was more of Kong's story.
Same.
And, yeah, I like that Kong's like, I just need your help. Dude, stop beating me up. Hey, can you stop for a moment? We have a bigger threat. Okay, we're going to do this? Okay, fine, we're going to do this. Good, I think okay, I'm just going to drag you, and you're powering up, and you're pink. When did you become pink? Ah!
I like, too, how they have different, like... roars and stuff. Because they're two different creatures, they don't have the same communication level. So you have Kong pantomime him, hey, you gotta go down this Super Mario Brothers pipe, or otherwise our worlds are screwed. And on Godzilla's like, what the hell are you doing on my turf? Get off, or I'm gonna kick your ass out.
And then when the threat shows up, Godzilla looks at Kong, oh, okay, I get you, dude. And then they team up.
And the only thing that brings together is Mothra, because
Mothra's like,
and Godzilla
now, play nice.
It's like, because they did something similar in one of the original movies, Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, where it was just Rodan and Godzilla, and they were just fighting each other. So Mothra had to come in, well, an offspring of Mothra, I have to be a little technical now, came in to actually say, hey, will you idiots stop playing violence volleyball? You gotta stop a three-headed dragon from destroying Japan.
It kind of loosely just made me think of Pokemon Emerald with, Rayquaza, like, showing up and being like, okay, you two are both going in timeout. You're destroying the Earth. You go back to your volcano. You go back underwater. Okay, we're good. I'm going back to my tower to sleep. Bye!
I like how this movie is so unapologetic and how insanely crazy it is with its imagery.
Yeah.
I don't care if we spoil. This movie's been out for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You have Godzilla in a giant coliseum sleeping like a big kitty.
Yeah, and then he curls up, and it's like, okay, that is kind of creepy and cute.
The whole plot device starts with Kong having a toothache, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's in his own world. He doesn't have any family, no folks, nobody to communicate with.
Yeah.
So, of course, he's going to go to the surface just to get something simplistic fixed.
Comes
I like
to the surface.
That.
Okay, we fix you. Okay, thanks. I go back to my...
He has a big metal tooth. And the evil...
Kong making fun of him.
What are you talking about? It's dental bonding. We call that treason down here.
Yeah.
Like,
and then Baby Kong's like, I didn't like Big Kong at first, but then you killed one of my parents, so now I'm on his side.
Oh man, I so love the arc he has. He starts off like a bastard and tries to kill Kong, and he actually bonds with Kong.
Yeah.
I love that, the facial expressions. That's one thing I love about this movie. When it's just the monsters, even if it's just all digital and stuff, you just believe those creatures because of the way they move, how they act and play off of each other.
Yeah.
The way that they're looking and communicating and just pointing and stuff. There is a personification to it.
Yeah.
But it works, and you believe that. Like when Mini Kong tries to get Kong to go in this lake to get eaten by a giant snake monster, you kind of have a feeling that he's going to betray him for some reason. Mm-hmm. And he's just shifting the eyes, looking at Kong like, come on, the monsters fight! I hope this works, God, I hope this works.
I mean, from his point of view, you don't blame him, because it's like this stranger shows up.
Yep.
And, you don't blame him, he's a kid.
I even like how Kong uses Mini Kong as a weapon at one point.
Yeah.
Just whips him around.
But then he still doesn't try to kill him. He's like, okay, you done being a little shit. And then when he almost gets him killed with the sea monster, oh, that was cute, but you failed.
He just gives him a piece of the...
Here, take it. It's like, kid, I'm not your enemy.
I've grown up on stuff like 1 Million Years BC, that's why I love stuff like this.
Yeah.
If they ever do like another movie or two, which they're going to, just have it be about the monsters, I'd love to be just a silent movie with nothing but monsters. That'd be an amazing challenge.
Yeah.
But most of the time when it was just them going back and forth, going to different worlds, fighting these creatures, it felt like you had a talking Legends of the Hidden Temple Congo movie here and a silent movie with creatures. It was very innovative, and I'd love to see more stuff like that.
Yeah.
What do you think of Scar King?
Yeah, he was a douchebag.
Yep.
Like a complete douchebag.
A vertebrae whip that can slice
Yeah.
things like pepperoni.
Yeah,
I love
and then
that.
him like killing Mini Kong, one of Mini Kong's parents. It's like, dude, what was that for? It's like, dude.
How dare you bring this insider in? Vroom! Ah! The giant frozen monster that he's controlling with pain. I'm like, oh wow.
Well, and you knew Scar King was not a good guy because before they even introduced him, they showed like other Kong's heads on spikes. I'm like, wow.
I love that.
That's charming.
You just take one good look, like, you know this is a place of tyranny.
Yeah, and like you know that the other ones don't like the guy, but they're afraid of him.
And something I didn't notice until watching this again, there's a lot that says with visual storytelling. There's a moment when he's using his vertebrae whip to slice off Kong's entire head.
Yeah.
So when you really put that in perspective, seeing it a second time, it's like, that's his mode of killing them. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, that's his final kill, just whoop, okay, you're a trophy to me now, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, and then I like that at the end when Kong returns with Mini Kong and the ancient monster, he's like, this is my pet, but I'm not going to treat him like crap.
Exactly. You want to give pleasure, not pain, dear. Well, not that kind of way. I don't want to take those words out of context.
Oh,
You want to
The next
love your
Kong.
pets like family.
yes, the next Kong and Godzilla movie. Kong and Godzilla in love.
I love you. This will never work. Pound, pound, pound. Oh,
try to
that's what
re-
your spots.
They try to reenact the spaghetti scene from Lady and the Tramp, but instead of spaghetti, it's power lines.
And they just keep fighting over. It's like, this is my piece. This is my piece. My piece.
The Mothra's in the background.
They just put their paws in sand, and people are running, going, ah!
You see them like skipping, and they're like destroying buildings as they're skipping, and
You know, someone's gonna turn that into a sketch. Oh my lord! Like, it's funny because this is released a few mere months after Godzilla -1. I get it. We finally can see that we can take monster movies seriously, and I love that. I really, really do. But I also like ones that can have fun. I like
Yeah.
ones that can just really go outside the box with the imagination. You have a place like Hollow Earth that is full of creatures and monsters. This is interesting because when we were watching Godzilla vs. Kong, the first thing you asked was, there's no sun down there. How can they have a sun when there's so much vegetation? I'm like, Earth's core.
yeah, but then this movie still kind of contradicts that though with the underneath.
Even then, there's prisms. There's prisms everywhere, so the light is kind of reflecting off of that.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of thinking, it's sort of like the Mummy 1991 when they have the light going down to those shields. That's what I think.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a movie.
Yeah, it is a movie. Don't think too much into it. I mean, it's.
It's... Why are they smoking cigars in space? They'll blow up the oxygen tanks. I don't know, it's a movie.
Yeah.
I still had a blast.
Yeah,
I really did.
It was a fun movie.
Those are just small, tiny nitpicks for what they are. At the end of the day, it's a giant monster movie where they're destroying stuff, and there's just an insane ball of imagination here. I love the world building. I love the jungle landscapes. If I was a kid and seeing this, I would really think the world of it. Because there were so many things that really are so close to my heart, like jungle adventure movies, Legends of the Hidden Temple, basic things like that. And this really does speak to me. Is it a masterpiece? No. Is it entertaining? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's made like over $400 million worldwide, so there you go.
Yeah.
I just hope the next one's going to be entertaining.
Yeah. Oh, we shall see.
Now, this is funny because I had way more trailers at my screening.
Yeah, we only had one. It was
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, that was the only trailer, and I think the last movie we went to see here, it was only like a couple of trailers, so that was peculiar.
This is something I've been noticing, not just with this cinema, but others. If a movie's been in circulation for an X amount of time, they will cut back on the amount of trailers they screen. I don't know if that's something they do just get the movie quicker, but that's just something I've noticed, which is weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, at my Cineworld screening, I did get Beetlejuice, which I'm really looking forward to. At first I was certain I see the trailer on the screen, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna see this movie. I'm gonna go down to my local cinema. Oh yeah, it's not there anymore.
Well, there is still the one in Leominster, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that still exists.
And now you have popcorn kernels in your hair.
Any... Ooh, there's a Skittle behind your ear. No, I'm not gonna eat that anyway.
A Skittle?
Because why not? There's a bunch of crunch in my belly button. What luck?
Ugh!
I'm just thinking back to the critic with Orson Welles. Oh, what? There's a french fry behind my ear or something like that. Beetlejuice. Others I had was A Quiet Place Day 1, which is a prequel to the Quiet Place movies. That's with the aliens that are taking over and people have to be, like, super silent, or otherwise noise will attract them. Then... I know I got Beetlejuice. There was like one or two others. I'm trying to remember for the life of me what they were. But I do remember one of them is Twisters, which is Twister with an S.
Yeah.
S for sequel. Oh, wait, it's not a sequel? What am I supposed to call it?
Wait, it's not a sequel?
It's not a sequel. It's not a sequel.
Then what exactly is it?
We're just gonna take Twister and just do it again. But we're going to make the science logical. We're going to have different characters, but it's going to be the same plot.
So it's a remake.
They say it's not, but we say it is. It's that kind of movie.
If you're recreating a movie that has the same plot, guess what? Guess what? It's a remake!
Mm-hmm. They don't want to admit it.
It's a remake.
They don't want to admit it, but it's
a
like...
remake.
You're making another Twister. That's the bottom line.
Yeah. It's
How
like, I
dare
thought it
you.
was supposed to be an actual sequel, and now it's like, no, it's just a remake. It's like, no, thank you. I'll take my flawed 90s version over that.
Did you see the trailer for it, by the way?
I did, but without the sound.
I don't blame you.
Because I was at work
Yeah.
in the break room.
Hey,
I wasn't, like, on the clock. I was on my lunch.
Hey,
break.
instead of a drive-in theater showing The Shining, let's have it be in a movie theater. Instead of one Twister, let's have two. Twister.
Well, the silly thing is, though, they had more than one Twister in the movie Twister.
Hey, okay, say what you will. At least I don't mean you. I don't mean you.
That's fine.
Hollywood, say what you will, but at least when they made Jurassic World, they didn't copy and paste Jurassic Park. There were similar
No,
beats, but it was
They
a
did
different...
their own thing.
Yeah.
It was still a steaming pile of diarrhea, but they did do their own thing.
Diarrhea, cha-cha-cha.
I mean, Jurassic World, if you just get rid of the first two movies and get rid of all the new characters, and if you just had it be the third movie, but just with the original characters, that actually wouldn't have been too bad.
Yeah.
But the Jurassic World movies, I remember the regret. Because I was like, hey, let's watch Jurassic World and Jurassic World 2, and then we'll go to the theater and watch Jurassic World 3 halfway through the first movie. No, not even halfway through the first movie. I made a mistake. And then I'm thinking, maybe the second movie will be better. After watching the second movie, why? Yeah.
That's why we decided not to jump in quick with the Godzilla and Kong.
Yeah, because I said to him, it's like, well, let's... Because I even said that I didn't really care much for the Godzilla movie. Like, it was okay, but I kind of was like, eh. So, I was like, okay, we'll watch, like, Skull Island, and then we'll watch Kong versus Godzilla and go from there. And,
Yeah.
you know, I liked Kong Skull Island, and I did like Godzilla versus Kong, so it worked out. You know, that's how you do a
That's how
trilogy.
Exactly. That's how you do something right.
Yeah.
You take something that has been in existence for a while,
Yeah.
and you do new things. Not enough to a point where it's completely removed from the source.
Yeah.
At least something different.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of which, now that I think about it, I believe I do remember the other trailer I did see there.
Oh?
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I love my apes, man.
Yeah.
I love my Planet of the Apes. Okay, there's a couple that suck, but
Yeah.
I will admit that.
That's a franchise I've never really gotten into, but...
If it helps, when it comes to the originals, like the original 5, the quintessential 3 for me is Planet of the Apes, Escape from the Planet of the Apes, and Conquest. That's like the holy trinity right there. The other two, Beneath has its problems, and it's one where every time I show friends in order, whenever we get to that second one, Beneath, they're like, oh god, this is awful, I can't finish this. I'm like, third one's better. You better be damn right it's better, Morgan. There's time travel. Okay, it's better. So, whenever it comes to binging, the perfect way to do it for me is the first one, Escape and Conquest. And then with the newer movies, yeah, the new movies are fine. Rise, Dawn, and War are a perfect trilogy. It's a really, really perfect trilogy.
Yeah.
God, the story I haven't seen of those at Cinema World. I remember seeing the first one, and I didn't have enough money for snacks. I'm like, oh, great. I'm seeing a movie I'm not looking forward to seeing. I don't have any popcorn or soda. This is going to be terrible. And I come out, I'm like, oh, I didn't need those snacks. The movie was the snack. No, they're fun flicks. They really are.
Yeah.
Especially the second one, which I think is... Now I gotta get out my phone here. Because Matt Reeves did like a really, really good job of those films. He also did The Batman with Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Let's see here. Which
I think they are going to do a sequel to that one.
They are. Thankfully they are. I know there's a spin-off of The Penguin. Dawn. It's Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dawn is the best one of those three. Because that's the one where they really show, can we all get along? And the answer is, no, we can't. Because in a nutshell, the apes have their own facility, the humans have their own, and all they just want to do is plug into some electricity to power up their city. But because of where the generator is located, it's hard for them to get over there without showing that they are a peaceful group of people and things like that. And what they do very well is how they don't do the black and white conversation like, oh, everyone's a jerk and stuff like that. No, there's levels. There's levels to the situation. Not only do you have one person that's conscientious about, we can't make peace with these people because we don't want to cause any problems, but so with the apes as well. And just the back and forth between the two, it comes down to a point where it's like, no, you don't want to shoot the monkey because the monkey's going to go after us.
Yeah.
They're very well-made films.
Yeah.
But I don't want to force you into something.
Yeah, it's
I'll
not something I'm interested in.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So. But with that said, this movie, it was definitely worth watching.
I could not agree more.
Yeah.
Oh. Alright. So yeah, we'll see you when we see you.
Yep. I don't know when that will be. Hopefully soon.
I doubt it, but I'm still crossing my fingers for Alien. I know why, because things, but
yeah.
I hope.
Well, I mean, again, we can always watch it on DVD. It's not the end of the world if we don't see it at a theater. So.
Yeah, you got a point. I don't think I'm going to screen the director's edition, but either way, I'm okay. Alright. Later, everybody.
Toodles.
See you a good movie. Where's the button on this thing? Oh, there it is.